here above us is another building ventilation fan, but this one doesn't work either. Some old transformers. These are what we've been sampling to see if they got any PCBs in them. Here's another sump pump. Let's see if this one works. Nope. The rotor's locked on that one. And this is the oldest part of the plant, built in 1923. And it's still energized at 480 volts after all these years. Okay, this is the end of the cable room. If you look through the window here, what you'll see, besides dirty glass, well, I guess we ain't going to be able to get that. But that's the old machine shop where we were before. What if I just open the door? Maybe that'll work better. There's the old machine shop. Whew, if only you could smell it. It's a picture of what's left of #1 circulating water pump. The turbine is the only thing left, the pump is gone. This is #1 vacuum pump. These things were commonly called iron horses, and they pulled the vacuum on the condenser. Those are the big flywheels, the counterweights. This thing used to look and sound just like a steam engine when it ran. Because that's exactly what it is, a steam engine. There's something you'll never see anymore. That's called a flyball governor. When this machine ran, it made a noise that sounded something like this. Okay, through this door lies the haunted castle. Let's go inside and take a look. The asbestos on the floor here is about 2 inches deep every place you look. These are the old forced draft fans that used to supply all the air to the low pressure boilers. And these things at one time were actually part of my cleaning stations. This is #1 forced draft fan. One of the fans that I used to take care of. It was also one of the fans that blew up one time. And that's a new turbine on this end of it. It's probably my coffee cup sitting right there. This place is truly an asbestos hellhole. anyways, let's take a walk down here and see what we got. I hope this is going to come out because everything is starting to fog up on the camera here. The humidity in here is incredible. If you wonder why I make funny noises when I walk, it's because I'm wearing what they call nuke boots. Gushy, gooey asbestos. I don't know if the camera lens is picking this up or not, but there's quite a fog in here, and it's inside the building. There's a real good pile of it right there. This is one of the old ash elevators that used to bring ashes down from the low pressure boiler room. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. This part of the building is very unsafe. And these things are actually breaking away from the wall on the outside of the building. I suspect you'll find them in the harbor someday. Well, let's take a walk down through the asbestos soup, see what we find down the other end. This stuff is like walking on ice. This is the oil heater room for the old low pressure boilers. That's where the oil used to come in. All the pipes got heat wrapped. And when the oil was nice and hot, we'd go upstairs and be burned in the boilers. And again, the noises you hear in the background are water leaking into the building from a bad roof. Take a look at this poor bastard. I bet he wish he stayed home today. How you doing, pal? This is one last look down the low pressure fan room. And again, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's very, very foggy in here. Okay, now we're going to go into the low pressure boiler room. And you can see how bad this place is. Like every place else around here, the asbestos is knee deep everywhere. The insulation is all falling off the pipes. The beams are rotted, the lights are falling down, the whole building is just coming to pieces down here. You can see the back doors on one of the boilers. Probably number one boiler down there. It's actually almost fallen off the back of the boiler. This is a good view of the back of a low pressure boiler. Those are all tubes, boiler tubes. Each one of those caps covers a tube. You can see there's thousands of tubes in one of these old boilers. These were the blowdown valves. You get too much water up in the boiler drum, you open these and it blew the water down into the harbor. And there's 3 of these blowdown valves for every boiler. This is the boiler maintenance work area. Anything that broke in the old low pressure boilers, they fixed it in here. And you can see everything is laying right here where they left it. And here's something you won't see for sale anywhere anymore. That's pure asbestos rope. There's some of the boiler tubes still sitting on the racks. Okay, this is a view of the boiler room from one side to the other with the boiler operator's shack in the middle. The room's probably about 200 feet long. I don't know how good the lighting is, but I should give you some idea of the length of the room. This is what the front of the boilers look like. There's 3 burners on each boiler. Basically all the same. You can see the oil lines, the atomizing steam lines. All wrapped in lovely asbestos. This is a picture of a device called a Larry car. Basically it's like a small turbine room crane. It's a platform that moves up and down the boiler room. And you sit on a little seat there. I don't know if you can see the seat or not, and operate the controls. Well, the seat is right behind there anyways. And you could change boiler tubes, you could change gauge glasses. That kind of thing. And nobody really knows why they call it a Larry car, but that's what they call it. This particular device picked up a dead spot halfway down a boiler room, and if you stop the car in the dead spot, you had to climb up on top of the motors with a pipe wrench and kind of winch yourself off the dead spot before you could get going again. Okay, now we're inside the low pressure boilers operator's shack. These are all the controls for the smooth oil, which I believe control the airflow into the boilers. Okay, this is a view of the other side of the boiler room. That big pile that you see out there is called clinkers. And that was unburned coal. And what they did was they filled the hoppers up above the boiler room with this stuff, put a concrete cap on them so they could never be used again. Well, time and the elements saw to it that the bottom of the hopper fell out. This is where everything ended up. This pile is about 20 feet high and it's about 30 feet across at the bottom. And it came from up there. This is the hopper that the bottom fell out of. I don't know how good you can see it. I've only got 2 lights lit here today. This is the hopper next to it. And if you can see it in here, the whole steel bottom to the hopper is gone. The concrete is sticking through. There are half a dozen more just like it, and I expect you'll see that on the floor before long. Hopefully not until I get out of here, though. Over here is the chart room. And if this building had a mouth and it could talk, this is the room you would want to listen to. Because I guarantee you that there was probably no less than 100,000 cans of beer drank in this room. Tons and tons of pizza were eaten in here. 1 million cigarettes were smoked and 1,000 lies were told, all in the 3 to 11 shift. Let's go inside and see if anything's left in there. Not much left in here anymore. Sure as hell is a lot of memories in here, though. This is the other part of the chart room. This is where we used to sit and eat our pizza and drink our beer. Oh, if the walls could only talk. Every one of us would be canned tomorrow. You used to open these windows in the summer and look out and you could watch the railroad, the city dock. See half the city from up here. And let's have a look around, see if there's anything left in here. Doesn't look too good. Oh, wait a minute, there's something. What's this? Well, would you look at that? There it sits. This is where they used to store all of the charts that were used for all of the boilers and all the turbines in the whole building. Everything was kept in this room and the lab used to run it.